Slamdown is sponsored by Impact Fan Nation, WWE SmackTalks, and Zombie Generation. Welcome to another episode of Slamdown Live with me, your host, Ashley Friend. Today we're going to be talking about everything WWE. Now, I've got to say there has been slight improvements, especially by angle-wise and storyline-wise. What I've noticed with WWE at the minute, there's been a lot more effort. I'm actually looking forward to Great Balls of Fire because it looks like it's going to be an amazing pay-per-view. You know, the main event itself is got me hooked. You know, seeing Samoa Joe going up against Brock Lesnar. People that don't know, Samoa Joe's took on people like Kurt Angle, AJ Styles, and had fantastic matches. So, you know, for him to go up Brock Lesnar, I know it's going to be a fantastic match because I know what Samoa Joe can do. And I think he's going to bring a lot to the WWE. To me, he's probably only one of the people that's used correctly in the WWE. I've talked about it before where I think people are putting the wrong gimmicks and used incorrectly. You know, prime example, if you actually look at Dolph Ziggler now, he's back in the same position of being jobbed. You know, they've turned him heel to try and push him a bit more, which end up flopping. But Samoa Joe, they're doing right by him at the minute. And I say at the minute because, you know, you don't know where it's going to go. I know a lot of people are a big fan of AJ Styles, like I am myself, but I don't even think AJ Styles is used correctly. A lot of matches he's had over that year have been repeated matches. He hasn't had, you know, we haven't seen him take on Shinsuke Nakamura. We haven't seen him take on, well, we have seen Sami Zayn, but there's a lot of people on that roster that could go against AJ Styles and pull in like a 5-star match. And we really haven't seen that. Now, we have seen a lot of AJ going against Chris Jericho. We've seen him go against Dean Ambrose. You know, it's been those repetitive matches. So I do want to see him go against more competition, and I think that would be better for him to go against other competition. But saying that, it has been a lot better Raw. Again, I know this is not going to be popular with people, but I'm going to say Raw was slightly better than SmackDown. The only thing I didn't really like about Raw was the cruiserweight matches. But then again, I don't enjoy the cruiserweight matches. I just find them tedious, poorly booked, and I always have. Now, I don't like comparing it to Impact Wrestling, but you look at the X Division, which now is on fire, is so much better than what the cruiserweights are. And I don't think it's down to the wrestlers. I don't think people can actually put blame on the wrestlers. I think you really need to look at the booking And again, the writers. I've said this for a long time. A lot of the WWE's problems is down to their writers. That's where you've got to be looking at. You know, a lot of the people that's come up from NXT were phenomenal in NXT. And now they're just like, huh? You know, even Stone Cold Steve Austin and others have worried about the way they're using Shinsuke Nakamura. You know, it's when you've got WWE legends concerned. You know, even the Big Show has criticised the WWE. And he's right to. You know, I think a lot of the guys need to sort of go, no, Vince, we're not doing this. There needs to be more people standing up to Vince McMahon because, like a lot of people have said, people walk on eggshells around him. You walk on eggshells, you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to progress. You're not going to improve your gimmick. You're not going to be better. You'll be just stuck in what Vince wants you to be. And that's a big problem. But let's start digging into Raw itself. Everybody knows I'm not a big Roman Reigns fan, but I'm liking the way he's been used in this angle. I'm really liking Enzo Amore at the moment. Really liking Enzo Amore. You know, you can be critical on his wrestling ability because his wrestling ability isn't up to where it should be. But then he's a great talker. But then there's a lot of wrestlers like that are brilliant talkers but poor in the ring. You know, the best example I can give of that is Hulk Hogan himself. His moveset was limited, you know, and it was his charisma why he was so over. You do get the mixed, but they're very rare. You know, you look at guys like CM Punk, for example. He was amazing on the mic and amazing in the ring. And you don't see that often where someone's got them both. I think Seth Rollins is probably another one that could actually be put in that bracket, who on the mic is good and in the ring he's brilliant. So there is a lot of improvements if you look at the actual roster. But again, I'm going to say the writing is a big issue for me. I know it's PG era. I accept we're in a PG era, but it doesn't excuse bad booking. It really doesn't. But the thing I am wondering, and I know I'm going to go on to Matt Hardy in a minute. He has teased about the broken gimmick. For people that haven't seen Slammiversary, the whole Joseph Parks and Jeremy Borash taking on Josh Matthews and Scott Steiner, the way that was done when they was backstage was a big FU to the Hardys. It was actually Borash that organised everything there. Even the guy that we seen from Final Deletion was there in a different car, but he was there going, oh my god, it's Scott Steiner. So it just proved to me that the whole broken gimmick might have been an idea by Matt Hardy, but a lot of it had to do with Jeremy Borash, and he's still there, so take that how you will. But we have seen Matt Hardy tease the broken gimmick more, saying it's getting harder to control it. So if he does use it and it does go that way, I do possibly believe there'll probably be a lawsuit there. It depends what way it goes, especially with the whole way that who owns the gimmick and all that bollocks. So it's a hard one. You know, I'm trying to be here being, you know, as you know, when I do these shows, I'm unbiased. I stick to the facts. I say it how it is. So, you know, take that how you will. But Broken Matt Hardy, I think, would probably be better, because I have said it before. I have said the Hardys are quite stale as a team. They had a good run together, but I feel that they need to be doing something else. They need to be separated. I think Matt has too much creativity and could be used better in that kind of role, where he is either broken or a similar character to it. I think that's the direction they really should go with that, if I'm completely honest. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, this is great. This is, oh, you know, when I do this show, I'm straight to the point. I'm straight honest. I say how it is. Always have done. But again, the Enzo Amore situation, Big Kaz with that promo, amazing. Absolutely amazing and spot on. After that, we had Sasha Banks and Bayley taking on Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax. Now, I couldn't work out why they wanted to take Bayley out so quickly. It's one thing I noticed. Bayley was taken out really quick, and it was like, right, okay, why are you taking Bayley out of the match so quickly? And it's another one that I think Bayley is used incorrectly. You know, she's not as good as what she was in NXT. And this seems to be a recurring theme with the WWE, is if you're doing well in NXT, doesn't mean you're going to do well on the main roster, because they might not use you correctly. They might put you in the wrong angle. They might put you in the wrong gimmick, or they might not use you the way you was used on NXT. You know, I have said Triple H would be better running WWE, and I stick by that 100%. I think Vince McMahon is a completely in the old mindset, which will not help the WWE progress with the future. I think it's going to keep them back, and I don't think that's the best way. But again, I couldn't understand why they took Bayley out so quickly, but we still saw Sasha Banks getting the victory in this, getting over. It was an all right match. It wasn't anything special. It wasn't engaged me brilliantly. I wasn't like, oh my god, Sasha Banks won this. There was actually a little bit of disengagement when it came to that match. If I'm just being honest with you, there was slight disengagement. I didn't feel wowed. Now, I'm going to hate saying this, but the last time I felt anything wow, people are going to hate me for this, but I'm going to say it as it is. The last time I felt anything wow and oh my god moments is actually when I watched Slammiversary. Now, I know there's probably WWE fans that are thinking, boo, TNA's awful. Sorry, but it's not. But I think that's what the WWE is missing. I think that WWE needs that wow factor again. It needs those parts that make me so invested, shocking, you know, like, oh my god, what's going to happen next week? You know, that high engagement that we used to get, which we don't get anymore. Because I'll be honest, a lot of the time I am disengaged with what's going on. I try to be, because I know I've got to review it. I've got to be engaged. But to me, the WWE is not what it used to be. I don't think it's anywhere near as a good product. There are make-like improvements. I will be honest, it is improving, but it's not improving quick enough. It's not improving in the areas it needs to be. I just hate being so critical, but like I said, I have to be unbiased. I have to be truthful. But we did see Cedric Alexander taking on Noam Dar, which again I found boring. I am so disengaged when it comes to the cruiserweights. Poorly booked, poor storylines. And I've said it so many times that it's getting me frustrated. Why do they keep turning the ropes purple? For God's sake, we're watching an episode of Raw. We know it's a cruiserweight match. We can tell it's a cruiserweight match. You don't need to make it purple. For God's sake, WWE. It's like I just want to grab Vince McMahon and shake him and go, what are you doing? Stop it. You've got an amazing talent there. You can make this show amazing. Stop the stupid crap. But we can all dream. And probably if I shoot Vince McMahon, it's something I'll probably get arrested for, wouldn't I? I know, I bet a lot of us could be tempted to shake Vince McMahon and then say to him, what are you doing? But, you know, it's... I hate keep comparing it, but NXT is the better brand. Especially in my eyes. It's... When I watch NXT, I'm wow. Same with GFW or Impact or whatever. I don't get that from Raw and Smackdown. And I hate not getting that. It's frustration. You know, they're capable of really, really big things. But again, they don't do it. Can I tell you why? Nope. Because I don't get it. I really don't get it why. You know, they've got so many places they could go. They've got such a great roster. It's like, it's deflating. It's the cruiserweights. It's, you've got something fantastic there, but you drop the ball. And I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't get it why they drop the ball. But, you know, that's how I feel about it. After that, we had The Miz taking off Heath Slater. Now, I'm actually going to say this. I thought this was a brilliant match. I really, really thought Heath Slater came over really well. Oh, sorry. I had to stop for a drink. It's really warm in here. But Heath Slater came over really, really well. He was used really well. The match flowed brilliantly. It's the one thing that I can really, really compliment at the minute. It's Heath Slater has always been a bit of a joke. And, you know, let's be honest. He has always been a joke. But now we're actually starting to see him used correctly. He came over really, really well. The Miz made him look really, really good. And it was a really good, solid match. I can't fault it in any way. And you know me, I'm normally pretty good at picking faults in certain things. But I really can't. So I've just seen in the comments, and I actually kind of agree with someone that's just put that about Kaz's new theme. We actually haven't heard anything about that. We don't know what he's going to be. You thought with splitting this team up, you thought they would have had more of a theme ready for Kaz, but obviously they don't. Or maybe they did make a theme and he's not happy with it. We're not going to know. It is more of a waiting game to see what theme he has. That's all I can really say on that one. It is more of a wait and see what they're going to do for a theme-wise. But anyway, getting back to that match. To me, it's probably one of the best matches of the show. And I'm saying that about Heath Slater. I can't believe it. I think I need to get my brain checked. Because it don't feel right. Really, really doesn't feel right. But I'm going to have to give it. Heath Slater pulled on a hell of a match. And I do think that's a lot to do with Miz as well, because Miz is a good worker. I know there's a lot of people that hate on Miz. Don't know quite why. Because Miz has improved drastically. I'm trying to think of a fault that I can put with Miz, but I really can't. No, I can't. Honestly, can't think of one. But like I said, it was a lot better. After that, we saw Goldust debut the Shattered Truth. And then we saw R-Truth behind him eating popcorn and then attacking Goldust. I'm looking forward to this match. I don't know if this is going to be at Great Balls of Fire. I actually don't know the full card yet, but I will be doing a prediction show, giving my opinion on what I predict and what way I think things are going to go. But definitely, quite enjoyed that rivalry. And I quite like the way Goldust has gone back to that dark heel character. We saw Seth Rollins against Kurt Hawkins, which we knew was a squash match. We knew he was going to take Kurt Hawkins out. We did see Bray Wyatt was in the desert proclaiming basically just issued a mystifying I don't know. Basically saying, are you a man or are you just a coward? Probably going to lead to a match at Great Balls of Fire. I don't know if like I said, I can't think what the card is offhand. And do you know what? It's probably better if I actually look at the card. For some reason, I'm just having mind blank at the minute. Yeah, my mind's just going, yeah, I'm not telling you. Don't you hate it when you have that mind blank moment? So no, we have got Seth Rollins against Bray Wyatt, so that is leading to a match. And it does look like we're going to have Enzo Amore against Big Cass as well, which would be interesting. Okay, now I know the card, I know where I'm going. Jeez, I've made myself look like an idiot. Oh well. I'm really, like I've said this before, I'm really liking the Samoa Joe and the way they're doing this feud with Brock Lesnar. It does feel very old school with the way it's being done. It's brilliant. I hope Paul Heyman's working on this. I hope this is his idea. Because even if you're looking at eyes of Samoa Joe as well, you know, he brings that fear. And the way he just went through everybody's fine, Brock. I like it. It's good. Keep doing it. We did see Neville having a match. Really, that's about it. Neville won. Weren't really that good. Finn Balor took on Cesaro. Again, actually, that was a really, really solid match. We saw other people trying to get involved into the match. Then the Hardys came down, ended up in a bit of a brawl. But we did see in the end, Finn Balor managed to get the victory. But again, it was a solid performance. We saw Braun Strowman taking on Apollo Crews. But this wasn't like a squash match. They actually gave Apollo Crews a bit of work in this, where he did manage to get Braun Strowman down. Even though it wasn't for long, he still managed to get him down. Then we saw Roman Reigns, as he puts Apollo Crews in the ambulance, we saw Roman Reigns come out of the ambulance door, attack Braun Strowman. We saw Braun Strowman getting speared off the stage, but Braun Strowman wasn't down for long. And that's what made that perfect. So it's making me look forward to Balls of Fire, because we've got good matches on this card. The matches, like I said, my highlight for me is going to be Brock Lesnar against Samoa Joe. Don't know if I want to be too keen seeing the Hardys against Sheamus and Cesaro, because I've got a feeling the Hardys are going to win it because of Sheamus going away for filming. The Miz and Dean Ambrose, I've seen it before. Sasha Banks could be alright. Seth Rollins by Wyatt could be a good match. Braun Strowman Roman Reigns ambulance match, I'm actually looking forward to that. Never thought I'd say I look forward to a Roman Reigns match, but the way it's been booked, the way it's been done, has been brilliant. I am excited for the match, and I am looking forward to the way it leads. So actually, overall, a pretty good Raw. So yeah, going from that straight into SmackDown, we saw John Cena return. Hell of a promo, but I don't know. I think John Cena should move back to the Thug Life gimmick. I really do believe that. I think he'd be better going back to that. I just think it's too PG with John Cena, if I'm honest. It's too meh. I'd love to know what you think about John Cena, but it's how I feel. We did see Rusev arrive, and I'm surprised they're actually running this angle again. I'd rather see Rusev take on someone else. But then we haven't seen them feud for a while, so it could be alright. I'm not going to say it's going to be bad. I'm not going to say it's going to be good, but it could be alright. Where it's going to end up being a flag match at Battleground with the Bulgarian flag on one side and the US on the other. But it's the first time we've seen Rusev since the shake-up. But again, back and forth from each other was really good. Well put together. We saw AJ Styles taking on Chad Gable to gain entry into the Independence Day Battle Royal. Now, I really enjoyed this match. I really enjoyed watching Chad Gable on his own. I still think American Alpha should still be together and used better. I've already seen the side bit that is Chad Gable going solo. I hope not. American Alpha are a really good team. Do not split them up. They've had really good matches with the Usos. But again, it was a really good match actually between him and AJ Styles. AJ Styles gave him a nod of respect. So, it was a good, solid match. I can't fault it. The best thing, I loved the Carmella, James Ellsworth and Daniel Bryan. I loved the comedy in this. The way that Daniel Bryan played. Saying Ellsworth will be banned from the arena and fined £10,000 and suspended without pay for the next 30 days due to his actions last week. And made it clear that if Ellsworth did not leave right now and if he broke any of these rules, Carmella would be stripped of Money in the Bank. I can see why they're doing it because James Ellsworth has been doing a lot of interference in Carmella's matches. I think it's funny. I think it's brilliant. I'm engaged with it. I'm enjoying it. Can't wait to see where it goes. We saw SmackDown Women's Champion Naomi taking on Lana, which ended up very quick match. But then we see Tamina come out and telling Lana to get up and took her away backstage. Don't know what that's about. We're going to have to wait and see. We saw Baron Corbin blindside Shinsuke Nakamura backstage, which is probably going to lead to a feud there. The New Day versus the Uso rap battle. Oh my god. They referenced the whole video incident where they said Xavier Woods likes to go rated R. Wow. I don't know if that was improvised or if that was allowed, but Jesus Christ, if it's PG era and the stuff the Usos came out with, wow. I was really, really impressed with the Usos. I quite liked, and I'm going to say that the MC of the part was actually wearing an NWO t-shirt, which was quite funny. It was actually the NWO Wolfpack is in the house, so that was pretty cool. But damn, the Usos went hard on the New Day. I'm annoyed that the Usos got disqualified for taking out the New Day. I would have loved to see the Usos win that rap battle. But damn, if you haven't seen it, YouTube, it'll go and watch it. Listen to what the Usos say. Can't believe they got away with it. We saw Aiden English taking on Randy Orton. Aiden English was singing. Randy Orton came out. And Aiden English managed to take Orton down for a few seconds. It was meant to be a match Aiden English won the match. Randy Orton via disqualification. Then Aiden English came back at him. Weren't really that great, but yeah. Then the modern day Maharaja came down. And yeah, that was it. I'm not going to really say much about it because it's boring me shitless about him. Said it all the time. It just bores the crap out of me. We saw AJ Styles won the Independence Day Battle Royal to become the #1 contender for the US Championship. Which I had a feeling that was going to go that way anyway. I felt like AJ was going to go over. I felt he should have gone over. So we are going to see AJ against Kevin Owens. Raw was slightly better. SmackDown was good. I'm not going to fault either one, if I'm honest. I feel they both got slight improvements to what they have been previously putting out. But I'm going to say it. You're going to shoot me for it. And you're all going to hate me. But I'm sorry. Slammiversary has blown everything out of the water. And if you don't believe me, or if you're going to be sit there and go, oh my God, TNA this, TNA that, go and watch Slammiversary. And Williams, NFL player, chained for 3 days. 3 days. And he was in that ring and he was performing better than any of Roman Reigns' matches. I'm sorry I'm going to put it out there, but he did. He nearly broke his neck doing a move. But everything else he done brilliantly. He's one to watch. And if Impact don't sign him, WWE needs to. He's got a lot of potential and a lot of go in him. But yeah, I'm going to say Raw was slightly better, but it's quite close together. I'm looking forward to the Great Balls of Fire, even though I hate the name. But I think that's about it. I can't really think of much more to talk about with the WWE at the minute. There will be a prediction show on Sunday. I'm trying to think of a time. I'm going to say 5 p.m. GMT. I'm going to do it about that, because then I can still have food and relax in the evening. So I'm going to say 5 p.m. we'll do the prediction show tomorrow. There's been a lot of... This show's been moved around a lot due to complications with time zones, but it's finally sorted. The Slammiversary review will be on tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. GMT. It will be me, Charles, and King of the Mountain podcast, and we'll be talking about Slammiversary, reviewing it. Sunday, predictions of Great Balls of Fire, and then Monday, the review of Great Balls of Fire. So I want to say a big thank you for everybody tuning in. This has been your host, Ashley Friend, and we'll see you again tomorrow.